Yo, 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 what's good, YouTube? What's going on? Another little quick video. I ain't posted one in a while. Kind of been busy working and everything. But I saw on the news that they had over 450 illegal aliens arrested near a plant in Savannah, Georgia. It was the Hyundai plant, but well, it was like a construction site adjacent to the Hyundai plant. So I don't think it was actual Hyundai workers that got arrested, but it was construction workers near the plant that got arrested. There was another location, maybe right down the street, where 60 got arrested. So in total, it's like 450 plus. But like I said, I don't like to see people, you know, losing their livelihood or anything like that. I can empathize with them, but at the end of the day, I care about my people. I care about American citizens. So there's more jobs for Americans. That's the way I look at it. So if you live in that area and you have those type of skills, you can apply for those type of jobs. And yeah, it's actually I guess a good thing for American citizens, a bad thing for maybe an illegal or someone who has an illegal in their family. But like I said, I care about jobs for Americans. And you have these people, all Americans are lazy, they won't do this, they won't do that. That's bullshit. Yeah, we have lazy people, unfortunately. Who every country has that, but the vast majority of Americans aren't lazy. Because if that was the truth, if we were lazy, they wouldn't have a country to flee to. So we're definitely not lazy because all these other immigrants are fleeing over here to an already built, established society. So, and they talk about doing jobs that all Americans won't do. Like I said, bullshit. When I was young, I worked at a chicken plant. It sucked. I hated it. That's why I got me a trade and I moved on from that type of job. But you pay a livable wage with good benefits, American would do it. Because I remember at that time, this was 2007, maybe 2008, when I worked at the chicken plant. And at that time, I was making like $8 an hour. And you did have some illegals that worked there. And I believe that they were making like $5.50 or $6 an hour. So they were getting paid less for the same type of work. So what these companies do, they pay these people cheap labor. So that's why they flock in droves like that, and they live 2, 3 plus family per household. And the average American, we don't really live like that. So that's a bullshit argument that they do jobs Americans won't do. No, and like even with fast food jobs, you have these grown ass illegals, 30, 40 plus years old, working fast food jobs. Now your teenagers can't even get those type of jobs, depending on where you live at. I live in Florida, so there's a lot of illegals here, unfortunately. And then they always like, who's gonna pick your fruit? Who's gonna do that? Man, you got all type of machines and stuff like that can do that. And especially here in Florida, there's a lot of migrants who do work in the fields that are legal. Majority of them are legal. They're here on a work visa, so they come here to work. During that season, whenever it's time to pick those fruits or whatever they do, and they go back home. So the majority of people that are picking fruits and doing all that stuff, they're not illegals. The majority of illegals are working like these warehouse jobs, construction, fast food, them type of jobs that Americans will work. So like I said, it's a tired ass argument, it's a bullshit argument, and hey, I'm glad the raid happened. Like I said, I can sympathize with the people because a lot of them they have been here and they own a home or they have property and stuff like that. I can sympathize with that. But at the end of the day, that home they have, that apartment they have, that job they have, an American citizen can have that. So I care more about American citizens than I do someone from another foreign land. That's not even supposed to be over here. So they pack your bags. Trump gave them out. It's like, hey, here's $1,000 self-deport. At this point, if you don't self-deport, whatever happened to you is on you. So if you end up in Alligator, Alcatraz, or in the ICE detention center for months before you get deported, you got to eat that. Now is the time to self-deport and get the fuck up out of here. All right, YouTube, that's it.